Hello, I'm Jim Austin, and welcome to Angler's Paradise. Today we're on my favorite lake, on one of my favorite lakes, that's Logan Martin here in Pale City, Alabama. We're going to do some of all the things that we've talked about. Remember, I talked about how to find fish in my previous shows. I talked about pattern fishing, different lures. Today we're going to put all that together. I haven't fished this lake in quite a while, and I really and truly don't know where the fish are. So we're going to start from A to Z until we find the fish. So you stay tuned. We'll be right back here on Angler's Paradise. Welcome back to Angler's Paradise. Today we're on Logan Martin in Pale City, Alabama. It's early morning and we're trying to locate the fish. As I've shown you many times in the past on my previous shows, how to locate fish, how to create a pattern. Well, today we're going to have to do all of that because I haven't fished this lake in several weeks. So today I'm going to have to put together a pattern. I'm going to have to determine where the fish are, and always start off in the shallow waters in the early morning and start it with a top water bait. Today I'm going to use a pawpaw, and I'm also going to use a buzz bait. Now there are other top water lures that you can use, but these just seem to be my two favorite, unless I find something that's working better. Let's start with the buzz bait first, see if we can locate fish back here. You got a lot of grass back here, so what I'm going to try to do is parallel my boat with the grass and run this buzz bait right down beside the grass. A buzzbait creates a lot of chatter, and when fish are deep in the cover, that's when it works the best, because all the noise that it's making, it has a tendency to bring the fish out of that deep cover. And that's exactly what grass provides for the bass, is deep cover. He can hide, create a place where he can ambush small bait fish, and by having all this chatter, that will bring the fish from deep in the grass out to the front of the grass in hopes that we can catch a fish. Now, I heard a report that the lake had dropped, since yesterday the lake had dropped about a half a foot. Now, we may not find any fish back here, but that's how you start. You start in the shallow. If they're not back here, we'll move out into the deeper waters. You don't want to spend too much time in one area. Either the fish are going to bite or they're not going to bite. So don't beat a dead horse to death by trying to make fish bite and they're not even there. I'm using the overhand cast because I'm not that much concerned about any one area. I'm just trying to get this lure in front of the grass, as close to the grass as I possibly can, and bring it parallel to the grass line. Oh, one hit it then. I missed it. Son of a gun. Let's try it again. These fish are back here. I was thinking maybe they're not, but at least I had one to blow up on it. Let's try that again. All right, let's go back with a pawpaw. Okay, well, we've lost that fish attention. We'll just keep moving on. A lot of times you're going to get strikes like, and you're going to miss them. So don't spend a whole lot of time and just keep moving until you locate the fish. Bring it right down in front of that grass line. That's where I want to put it, right in front of the grass line. We're going to make a couple more casts in here. If we don't get anything, then we're going to move to another area. Okay, let's move out of here. I had one strike in here, but remember I said that the lake had fallen about a half a foot. I think that pulled the majority of the fish out. You may have a few stragglers back here, but those not the one. I'm looking for that school of fish. So let's move out a little bit further. Let's try another area and see can we locate some fish. So we're going to move out of here, and that's what I want you to understand, that when you're not finding fish, don't spend a whole lot of time there. As a buddy of mine always say, put some water behind you. You got to run and gun to find fish when you don't know where they really are. So let's move to another area and see what we find.
We'll be right back with more Angler's Paradise.
Welcome back to Angler's Paradise. We fished the back of the cove. I got a couple of strikes back there, but they're all small fish. The lake have dropped a half a foot, so I think the fish have moved out on the ledge. We're going to fish a ledge, and we're going to use crankbait and Carolina rig and maybe spinnerbait to locate these fish. We're in about 29 feet of water, and it comes up to about 4 and 5 feet on top of the ledge. So that's what we're going to try to find fish. If we can't find them here, we'll just keep moving till we find them. That's all, and that's what it takes to locate fish. What I'm using today is a dead ringer worm. It's a chartreuse with pepper. I like this worm on this lake because you have a lot of spotted bass in this lake, and spots, for whatever reason, seem to like chartreuse. So we're going to try to work this thing around the stumps and see if we can finesse not a smallmouth, but a spotted bass off this ledge. Bag back a little bit. I got him just a little bit too close. I'm on top of the ledge now. Let me back off. I'm going to have my boat sitting in about 25, maybe 29 feet of water, and I'll be fishing in somewhere between 4 and 5 feet of water, and it will gradually fall off the ledge, probably down around about 14 feet. So somewhere between 4, 5, and 14 feet, I should get a strike. Okay, let's see what we got over here. I like to use a Carolina rig. One reason, it catch fish. But some of the other advantages that it gives you with the heavy lead, you're able to stay in tune with the bottom. You can feel the structure down there. So you know if you decide to throw a spinnerbait, a plug, or even a Texas rig, you kind of have some idea what type of structure that you have on the area that you're fishing. So if I'm going to fish a spinnerbait, knowing the stumps down there, I'm going to run that spinnerbait. I'm going to throw the spinnerbait beyond the stumps, bring it back to the stumps, let it fall in the stumps, and flutter it out of the stumps. And a lot of times, that's when you're going to generate that strike. If I can't get a strike then, I'll throw beyond the stumps and burn it past the stumps. That way, if I got a fish in there who's kind of halfway hungry and not really that aggressive, that fish knows that he's going to have to catch my spinnerbait in order to make a decision whether or not he wants to eat it. So that's the reason why you want to burn it sometimes. But in most cases, just by merely working through the stumps, filling the stumps, that's when you're going to get your strike. Let's try it again. Didn't get anything that time. There are a lot of stumps. Now I can feel the stumps. There's a lot of stumps down there. And normally, once you have fished a Carolina rig for a period of time, you can just about, ain't no just about it, you'll know when you're gonna get a strike. Because it's something about when you're filling the structure, and just as you're coming out of that structure, just like I am now, that's when you're normally gonna get that strike. Because the fish, in most cases, are staging inside of that structure, and he's waiting for the lure to clear it, and once it clears, normally that's when he's going to wait. That's a strike. That's him right there. Oh, that's a good fish. It's a good fish. It's a good fish. Ooh. That's a good fish. Good fish. Now this type of fish, this is the type of fish that you catch here on Logan Martin. Notice I was using that chartreuse pepper. That's my best worm when I'm fishing here on Logan Martin. Because why? Spotted bass. That's what you got here. A nice 2.5 pound spotted bass. Let's see if we get another one off this ledge. Now, we fished the back. We didn't do much. It was a bunch of small fish. Well, when a bunch was some small fish back there. We moved out on the ledge and we're catching fish. Now, there may be other patterns that we can create today, but this is definitely one pattern that I'm going to stick with until I find something that's better. Man. Let's put him back in the water. Oh, man. Oh, boy.
Angler's Paradise. We'll be right back.
Man, I tell you what, this spinnerbait have really paid off for me today. We started off this morning in the back, and on the buzzbait and a pop-off, we got one blow up. We didn't catch anything. Then we moved out to the ledge. We caught a nice fish off the ledge. We caught a couple of small fish off the point. But when I tied this spinnerbait on and started fishing those blowdowns, that's when I started catching some good quality fish. Look, there's another bait fish just jumped out of the water. Let's try if I can get one out of the end of this point here. You notice how the grass comes out? That actually like makes a point back in the grass. And normally that's when you'll catch fish. Right at the edge of that grass. Let's try it one more time. All right. Now what I'm doing, I'm letting that spinnerbait get down that grass, let it bump that grass, then I kind of jerk it. That's your right there. Okay. Oh, yeah. Oh, man. Ah. Oh, man. All right. Well, we caught fish. This is the smallest one I caught with a spinnerbait. If I was fishing a tournament, I wouldn't throw him back unless I had something much larger. Let's put him back. All right. Okay. Oh, let's see, can I get another one? Oh, man. Oh, there you go. Oh, man. Yeah, he's not as large as the other one I caught, but he's a fish. Just bring him right on around. Come on around, baby. Come on around. There you go. Take your time. Come on around. Just come right on around. Ah, there she is. There she go. Hey, little rascal, you. Well, you're not as large as your buddy a few minutes ago, but I believe there's a school of fish on that point. Because as soon as I threw it, I caught a fish, and I could tell where the fish was biting, that it was kind of like in a hurry. And a lot of times that indicates that you got a school of fish. Let's take a break. We'll be right back when I catch Moby Dick off that one point right over there. Be right back. Welcome back to Angler's Paradise. We caught several fish off the point as we were fishing, but it was kind of small fish. They wasn't that quality fish that I'm looking for, and especially if I'm fishing a tournament. For an average fisherman, he might would have sit there and probably caught him 10 or 12 small fish. But I'm looking for that quality fish. The sun is up, it's bright, it's a bright day. My feelings are that your bigger fish have moved into your tight structure, such as fallen blowdowns, stumps, have an excellent blowdown that I want to run my spinnerbait by. Spinnerbait, by nature, will get you a big bite. And this is one of my special design spinnerbait that I'll talk to you about a little bit later on, because I want you to put one in your tackle box. Let's see if we can get a fish off this blowdown. I'll be using my pitching method because I want to get the spinnerbait in a precise location of that tree. Normally, the way you want to fish it, you want to start on the side of the tree. You want to start at the back, fish each one of those little sections, then come out to the front and fish the front. Because what happens a lot of times, what individuals want to do, they want to pull up at the front of the tree and throw in the back. Well, you kind of limit yourself there because you're throwing and just coming right by all those little sections where the limbs come out where a fish could actually be staging. So the best way to do it is start in the back and work your way out. So I'm going to work my way out. If I don't get anything, then I'll come out to the front of the tree, and then I'll throw back and come back parallel with the tree. And what I mean by the sections, you see each limb that comes off that tree kind of sections that tree off. Now, it's a little difficult sometimes to put it exactly where you want to put it at. That's why I'm going to either use the pitch or the underhand cast to get my lure exactly where I want it to go. So I'm going to start in the very back of the tree, right back there. Let the spinnerbait kind of work its way over the limbs. Ease it on out of there. Didn't get a strike there, I'll go to the next section. Right in there. Nice soft presentation. Real soft. All right. Go to the next one. Didn't get anything. Now, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to try one more cast right in there. If I don't get anything there, I'm going to move out to the front of the tree and throw my spinnerbait down and let it come right down at the very end of each one of those branches that's laying out there. Okay, let me move out to the front of the tree. And this is known as dissecting a tree for the purpose of catching the fish no matter where they're staging inside the tree. They don't always stage at the same place. All right, let's throw back in here. Oh, that's you. Oh, it's a good fish. Oh, man. Oh, it's a good fish. Good fish. Oh, it's a good fish. Oh, come on, baby. You're working me. Come on. Ah! Oh, man. It's a good fish. It's a good fish. Oh, boy. Man, stretch my spinnerbait out. Whew. Look what he did to my spinnerbait. Man. I want you to get some of these spinnerbaits in your tackle box. We'll talk about that later. It's a great fish. A great fish. Oh, man, it's a good fish. Spotted bass wanted that spinnerbait out of that one little twig over there. That's all it takes. Just one little twig sticking out of the water sometimes can house or stage a huge bass. Some even bigger than this. We've had a great day today. We caught fish. We caught fish on the points. We caught fish on the ledge. And we caught fish in the blowdowns. Now these things you need to remember. Anytime you're approaching a new lake, remember you start in the back, you work your way out. We came out to the ledge, we caught fish. We caught fish on the point. And then we wind up catching our better fish, I think, on the blowdowns. And that's up in the day when the sun is up and the fish are now looking for cover. That's all it takes to be a great fisherman. Just a little bit of concentration and a little bit of time. We're going to wrap it up right now. But I'll continue to fish, but you're going to have to wrap it up. But we'll see you next week. Have a great week. We'll see you right back here next weekend on Angler's Paradise. Goodbye.